Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kyra and today we're going to be talking about my 2018 beauty and makeup favorites and just where they are today. I started my channel at the very beginning of 2018 and I've always had some form of like a faves and fails video. The series has kind of gone through some changes over the last 2 years almost of being on YouTube, but the result is the same. Every month I shared with you things that were just blowing my mind, tripping my trigger, just good old favorites. And I thought it would be interesting today to talk about some of those products and see just where they are now. I have 5 products which have either been dethroned or I've just moved on from, and 5 products that are definitely still faves today. So let's go ahead and start with the products that have been dethroned or that I have moved on with. Of these 5 products, there's only one that I still have in my collection, so I'll be putting up pictures on the screen so you can see the products I'm speaking of. The first product are the Sheiseido facial cottons, and I do love these cotton products. However, my mindset on using cotton products, and especially more expensive cotton products, has changed over the last 2 years. I no longer purchase the Sheiseido facial cottons. They did go up $2 in price, which was kind of the first step in that direction, but I've also been trying to eliminate as much as possible disposable products like facial cottons, makeup wipes, and the like, and from putting them in the landfill. That's something that I'm passionate about. I like to recycle as much as possible. I like to cut down on the amount of things that I'm putting in the landfill overall. So I do still purchase something like the Sheiseido facial cottons, but I've actually started to purchase the Ulta Beauty brand. They are the 150 count ultra soft square cotton pads, and I think this only has just like 4 less cotton pads in here than the Sheiseido ones, but as you'll see here, these are every bit as plush and soft as the Sheiseido ones, and I do prefer this type of thing just for taking off eye makeup. So I do still purchase these, but the thing I most often use now in place of the Sheiseido facial cottons, ooh, that's hard to say, is the Heimish All Clean Balm from Amazon. I will link this down below for you. This is the second container I've purchased. You first get the little scoop on top, which is actually very handy. You have a little lid that you take off. This is brand new. I think I've only used it 2 nights. And then you have a white solid inside. And, you know, this is a cleansing balm. If you've never used one before, you rub it on your face until all of your makeup is removed, and then you rinse it away. And if you're me, you do a second cleanse. And I love this. So this is actually my replacement for those Sheiseido facial cottons. I only use these if I need to remove glitter from my eyes prior to going in with my cleansing balm, or if I'm doing multiple eye looks in one day, which I'm known to do for the purposes of the channel. And that favorite was from January of 2018. In February, one of my favorites was the It CC Cream from It Cosmetics. I have decluttered this. I actually had purchased a mini and really enjoyed it at that point in time, and went on to buy the full size in the shade Light, which I have since decluttered from my collection. And for this, I really honestly think this was a case of I thought this was good until I found something better. And for me, the thing that I found that was better was the Physicians Formula, the Healthy Foundation. This is my second bottle, and I really like it. It is what is on my skin today. I do look a little dewy, but that's just from the lighting. And this is beautiful foundation. Even better than this one, I like the Misha BB cream, but ultimately this is the one that dethroned the It CC cream. I just don't like the way it looks on my skin anymore. I tried so hard. I tried a brush, I tried a sponge, I tried my fingers. I have always used a very minimal amount, but I did tweak and play with that as well a little bit, and ultimately I was not going to force myself to use it up because I do have people in my life that do like the CC cream, so I just passed it on and it's not a favorite anymore. In March of 2018, I had the Flower Beauty Ultimate 3-in-1 Beauty Sponge as a favorite, and this is definitely not a favorite. This is a case of it was good until it wasn't. And what I mean by that is I loved this sponge. When I first purchased it, it was beautiful. I really liked how soft it was. It has a little bit of almost like a velour coating on it. Not quite like the Juno & Co. sponge, but it was very soft. It was very, very squishy. I liked the shape of it. I liked that little chiseled edge. It was perfect for applying concealer until the thing started linting all over my face. And I just can't with that. There are so many other sponges that I love that don't do that to me, and so ultimately this product was dethroned by the actual beauty blender, and I used those for an entire year until I found my Juno & Co. sponge thanks to Glam with Kelly, and it's just not a favorite anymore. Like I said, this was a case of it was good until it wasn't. In May of 2018, I had as a favorite the Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir Major Volume Mascara, and it was a favorite for the entire year of 2018. In January of 2019, I did purchase another deluxe size tube of this mascara, and I really enjoyed it until I found the CoverGirl Exhibitionist mascara. This one's on its last legs. This is a really, really nice mascara. This is the mascara I will purchase once I have a need for a new mascara. Mascara is something I get free for like a lot of the time, gift with purchase, that kind of thing. So I have a stockpile of mascara. Anyhow, this is perfect for me. It's shaped very similar to the Marc Jacobs mascara that I love, but I actually like this formula even better. I love the Marc Jacobs formula and I love the Marc Jacobs wand. It does what I like, which is to lengthen and whatnot, but one thing it doesn't do for me is hold a curl in my lashes. And this one absolutely does. This mascara absolutely killed it for me in 2019, and this is the one I will repurchase, and this is the one that dethroned my beloved Marc Jacobs mascara. Last but not least, for the products that are no longer favorites, is the product that I actually still have in my collection. Now, I wouldn't have it in my collection if I didn't still like it. It's just not a favorite anymore. I think because I've found other formulas that I prefer, as well as I think my wants or needs for this type of product has also waned over the last year or so. This was a favorite in October of 2018, and it is the Pixi by Petra Glowy Gossamer Duo in the shade Subtle Sunrise. I do have dips in this product, and it was in a Shop My Stash for this year as well. I believe it was in my summer must-have products, and I think the issue with this, why it's no longer a favorite, even though I still like it, is that I'm just not looking for a blinding highlight. These are absolutely metallic. Now, you can buff them into the skin so that they look more natural, so that they meld in with the skin and are not like a stripe sitting on top of the skin, because I'm definitely not into that. But this is not what I'm looking for in a highlight, at least not at this point in my makeup journey. And I think I've spoken on it before in the recent past that I'm just looking for a more subtle highlight as of late. I just want it to look like I have beautiful young, youthful, glowing skin, something like the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. It just looks like I have beautiful, glowing skin. And I do have nice skin, not to toot my own horn or anything, but this just isn't what I'm looking for, at least for now. Definitely not in the cooler months. I want to look glowy and maybe even frostbitten, but not like I should be on a beach somewhere without SPF 50. I don't know if that makes any sense. So not a fave, but still good enough to stay in my collection. So let's go ahead and get into the things that are still favorites. First and foremost, this palette is Amazeballs. It's a favorite. I definitely would even say it's still in my top 3. And it's also the eyeshadow palette that won my Journey and Beauty Awards in 2018 as well. This was a favorite in April of 2018, and it is the Persona Identity palette. I have talked about this palette ad nauseum. This is, I mean, it's just a favorite. I have dips in all of the shades. If ever I have a special occasion and I can't decide what I want to wear on my eyes, it's always this one. And even for everyday, this is a beautiful everyday palette, as well as a beautiful palette that you could produce a gorgeous glam look from. And I think that's what I like about this. You've got cool tones and warm tones. You've got metallics or shimmers and mattes. And overall, there's nothing that this palette can't do besides produce a rainbow look. And I just love it. I think the formula is outstanding. Definitely in the top 3 eyeshadow formulas that I have ever tried. And as if you needed any proof, I did go ahead and pick up the Persona Identity 2 palette over the holiday season. And I also picked up a second one for you guys. So spoiler alert, at which point that I hit 1,000 subscribers and stay there for a little bit, both the Identity palette and the Identity 2 palette will be in that giveaway. I just wanted to give away products that I absolutely love, and I still love the Persona Identity palette. I will have a 7 looks 1 palette with the Identity 2 palette coming in the near future. In June of 2018 is another favorite palette. And I think overall this brand is just highly, highly underrated, and that is my Lorac Mega Pro 2 palette. And you may remember that I did work on panning this palette in part in 2018 as well. And I did meet my overall goal, which was to hit pan on 4 to 6 shades. I have pan in Tawny, Bisque, Chiffon, Prosecco, and Peony, and I'm really close to pan on Soft Plum and Cinnamon, and I just love this palette. I think it speaks volumes that I attempted to pan this palette and it's still a favorite for me. The formula is fantastic, though I think it is not for everybody. These shadows are extremely soft in their nature, both the mattes and the shimmer shadows. So if that's something that's bothersome to you, like a lot of kick up, kind of like an ABH palette, you probably wouldn't like this formula either. But like I said, I think this brand is so, so highly underrated. I love their palettes, I love their formula, and I particularly love this. I feel like I'll never ever even scratch the surface in terms of the different looks that could come from this palette, but I have reached for it quite a bit this year. Not always for filming, but definitely in my everyday life. Now, in October of 2019, a true obsession was born, and that is the L'Oreal Color Riche Shine lipsticks. These are very balmy and comfortable on the lips. The 2 shades that I started out with were Varnished Rosewood, which is still my favorite. This is all I have left of it, which might seem like a lot, but if you roll it all the way down, you can see the kind of damage that I've made on this. And as soon as I finish this, I will absolutely repurchase it again. And then the other shade that I started with, and I still love, is this shade right here called Burnished Blush. The other shades I've picked up since then Next, I picked up Luminous Coral, which is also a really beautiful shade. This one is most appropriate for my lips. Oh, go down in your home. Okay. This is most appropriate for my skin in the warmer months, in the summer. I do like coral all year long, but I particularly like it on my skin tone in the warmer months when I might have a little bit of color. And then I also picked up the shade Laminated Fuschia. This is definitely my jam in terms of a color. I think the reason though that I haven't gotten the most use out of this one is because it is such a balmy formula, and I didn't quite think that through in terms of having such a bold shade and such a slippy, balmy formula. But I do love this color and I do wear it. I'm just more cautious. And then the last one that I picked up this year in 2019 was definitely, I think, another favorite shade within the beauty community, at least here on the tube, is Glossy Fawn. And this is a beautiful nude. However, I will say this one is one that I prefer to wear with a lip liner and not just on its own. It verges on being a little light on me, but I can definitely pull it off when I wear a liner with it. And then an honorable mention, these are a different line. These are the Plump and Shine. These have the rose gold packaging, and I have picked up 2 of these because I like the color Riche shine so much. So this is the shade Coconut Plump, and it does smell somewhat like coconut. I haven't used this one again very much because it is about as light as the Glossy Fawn one, but these are supposed to be plumping, and I would say that they have that plumping quality to them. And then the one I really love, this is Wild Fig, and this is a beautiful like berry tone, and these again are a more sheer, more glossy formula. An obsession was born, and I have no regrets. I freaking love these. They're super comfortable, they're super everyday friendly, and I don't think you would be disappointed if you picked one up in any shade that you like. And then the last 2 products came from December of 2018. In fact, one of them was a Christmas gift that year. However, let's start with the product that I received that I then lamented that I couldn't repurchase during the no-buy portion of 2019, and that is my L'Oreal Voluminous Original Mascara in the shade Burgundy. I can't wait to crack this puppy open. I bought the replacement recently, but needless to say, this is still a favorite in both formula and the beautiful burgundy shade. It's noticeable mostly in person, and maybe nobody would even notice that I was wearing a burgundy mascara, though I do think it's apparent if you're looking at me. Maybe not as apparent because I wear glasses all the time, but anyhow, I love this. I love the formula. It does everything I want for my lashes. I wouldn't hesitate to buy the same mascara in black and use it and be happy with it. But I mostly love this mascara because of its burgundy color. It just thrills me to my core, I think, to have this beautiful burgundy mascara. I mean, 2019 has definitely been the year of burgundy for me, and that mascara just tops off any burgundy creation I might make. And then last but not least, the product I was talking about that I received as a Christmas gift and it became an immediate favorite and is still a favorite is the L'Oreal Baked Gelato Swirl Illuminator. This is in the shade Peach Glow. Peach is my favorite color of highlighter to wear. Man, my hands are dry, but this is beautiful. I mean, it might just as well be nude. It really melds into my skin tone. I would call myself a warm undertone, but I definitely think it leans more like warm peach. And so I find that peachy highlighters are really, really flattering on my skin, at least in my opinion. And this is still a favorite, and I even purchased a second one. This is the Ballerina shade. And I actually haven't had occasion to use this yet. I do think it's too dark on me, definitely at this point in time, and it actually might be too dark for me overall. I picked this up at Marshall's. It definitely wasn't a well thought out decision, but I digress. And that's it. Those are the 5 things that have been dethroned and the 5 things that are still around from the culmination of my 2018 makeup and beauty favorites. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you could give it a thumbs up because that really helps me out. I thank each and every single one of you who chooses to like, comment, and subscribe, and most of all, those of you who watch my videos. So with all that said, I hope all of your makeup days are absolutely beautiful favorite makeup days, and I will see you in my next video real soon.